The rain fell in steady, rhythmic sheets over Willowmere, turning the narrow streets into rivers of silver. Lena Carter hurried along the sidewalk, clutching her sketchbook against her chest, the fabric of her coat soaked through. Her brown hair clung to her cheeks, and every droplet that landed on her made her flinch, as if the rain itself were a reminder of everything she had lost. She turned a corner and spotted the soft glow of a small cafe tucked into the corner of Harbor Street. Harbor Light ***. Its sign swayed gently in the wind, and steam curled from the chimney like a promise of warmth. Lena paused, weighing the decision, then ducked inside. The bell above the door jingled, announcing her arrival. Inside, the air smelled of roasted coffee beans and cinnamon, warm and comforting. The cafe was mostly empty, save for a man seated at a corner table, his sleeves rolled up as he studied a set of blueprints spread before him. His dark hair was damp, sticking slightly to his forehead, and when he looked up, his hazel eyes met hers. "Looks like the town finally decided to give us a proper storm," he said, his voice calm with a faint smile. Lena offered a polite smile back, shaking the rain from her coat. "Yeah, seems that way." He gestured toward the chair opposite him. "If you want, you can sit. It's quieter here." For a moment, Lena hesitated. She wasn't used to speaking to strangers or letting anyone in. But something about the gentle tone, the absence of intrusion, made her nod. "Thank you," she said, taking the chair. The storm pressed against the windows, turning the cafe into a small, cocooned world. Lena could hear the soft patter of rain on the roof and the occasional hum of a car driving by. The man, Joseph Brooks, as she would soon learn, watched her quietly for a moment before returning to his blueprints. "I'm Joseph," he said after a while, sliding the papers to the side. "Just moved here, rebuilding the old bridge near the lighthouse. Flood damage." Lena nodded. "I teach art at the elementary school nearby." Lena Carter. She hesitated, then added, "And, I have a son, Noah." Joseph's eyes softened. "I have a daughter, Maya, 8. He smiled, just slightly, the kind of smile that didn't demand anything but offered quiet reassurance. They talked about small things, the storm, the town, their children, but the conversation never forced its way into anything too personal. Yet Lena felt something in her chest that had been dormant for years, a faint flutter of ease. When the rain slowed, Lena gathered her sketchbook. "I should probably go," she said, standing. Joseph nodded, standing as well. "It was nice talking to you," he said simply. She smiled softly, hesitant but grateful. It was. Over the next few weeks, Willowmere seemed to conspire to bring them together. At the farmer's market, Lena reached for a basket of strawberries at the same time Joseph did. At the school drop-off line, their children ran past each other, laughing, oblivious to the awkwardness of adults. And at the local library, a chance encounter over a shelf of art books forced them to speak again. Joseph was patient, never rushing, never prying. Lena found herself anticipating these small interactions, even though she scolded herself afterward. She was a widow, she reminded herself. 3 years, yes, but she hadn't opened her heart in a long time. One evening, after a long day of teaching, Lena arrived home to find Noah's latest drawing spread across the kitchen table. A family of stick figures, but an extra figure had appeared next to theirs. "That's Mr. Brooks," Noah said proudly when she asked. "He's nice." Lena set her bag down slowly, looking at her son's innocent depiction. A soft warmth pooled in her chest. Maybe it wasn't wrong to let someone new in. Then came the evening of the small accident. Noah, energetic and fearless as always, had insisted on riding his bike despite the drizzle. Lena followed from behind, her umbrella barely keeping the rain off. A sudden skid. Noah toppled onto the wet pavement, scraping his knee. Lena's heart jumped into her throat. "Noah!" she cried, rushing forward. Joseph appeared almost instantly, holding Maya's hand. "Is he okay?" he asked gently, kneeling beside Noah. "He's fine," Lena said, although her voice trembled. "Just a scrape." Joseph smiled reassuringly at Noah. Let me help you up, Chan. He cleaned the scrape carefully, his hands steady, calm. Lena watched, feeling something shift inside her. A mixture of gratitude and an unfamiliar flutter she couldn't name. Later, they all sat on Lena's porch, towels drying the children, cocoa in their hands. Lena's eyes lingered on Joseph, unsure if she could speak what had been in her mind for weeks. I want to tell you something, she said finally, hesitant. About Ben. Joseph said nothing, waiting patiently. Lena drew a shaky breath. I wasn't there the night he died, and I've carried this guilt with me. I still do. Sometimes I think I can't. I don't deserve to be happy again. Joseph reached out and touched her hand lightly. You don't stop loving someone by letting your heart heal. You just make room for the love that remains. The words landed softly, like the rain tapping the porch roof. Lena didn't pull away. Not this time. Days became weeks. Their connection grew through small, quiet moments. Shared ice cream on the boardwalk, the children painting together in Lena's sunlit art room, laughter spilling over spilled coffee at Harbor Light. Whispers started in Willowmere. Has she moved on already? Some would say. It hasn't even been 3 years. For a moment, Lena considered retreating back into solitude, but Joseph's words stayed with her. You get to decide what peace looks like. And so she chose to let herself feel, to let the warmth seep into places that had been frozen for too long. A year later, the rain fell again, gentler this time, more like a soft lullaby than a storm. Lena walked into Harbor Light, her heart fluttering with anticipation. She slid into the corner chair, the one that had become their unofficial meeting spot. The door jingled, and Joseph appeared, wet from the drizzle, carrying a small box in his hand. I thought it was time we made this place our beginning, not just our shelter, he said, voice soft. He opened the box, revealing a delicate silver pendant shaped like a raindrop. It shimmered under the warm glow of the cafe lights. Lena's breath caught. Tears pricked her eyes. She looked at him, the man who had been patient, gentle, and steady, and saw not just love, but a quiet promise of tomorrow. Lena, Joseph said, his voice trembling slightly, I don't want to rush anything. I want us to have this together. Will you? She nodded, words failing her. A smile broke across her face, tentative but radiant. Noah and Maya sat nearby, sipping cocoa, giggling over something only children find funny. Their laughter filled the small cafe like music. Lena reached across the table, taking Joseph's hand. Yes, she whispered. Outside, the rain continued, glinting like diamonds on the cobblestone streets of Willowmere. But inside, the warmth of the cafe, of shared hearts, and the possibility of a new beginning, made the storm feel like nothing more than a gentle prelude to a brighter day. Lena felt something she hadn't in a long time. Hope. Love had returned, not to replace what she had lost, but to add to it, expanding her heart in ways she had thought impossible. And as the rain tapped against the window pane, she realized that this was not just an ending, but a beautiful beginning.